It's difficult to believe that our national treasure, Dr. Esther Mahlangu, with her boundless energy and her avant-garde ideas, is in her 80s. She embarked on her inimitable and meticulous craft of painting traditional Ndebele designs when she was only 10 years old. Since then, she has taken her art from a rural village in Mpumalanga over the world to France, the United States, Germany, Switzerland, Portugal, Australia, Mexico, and Japan, making herself a highly revered figure in the international art space. A visionary who foresaw that traditional Ndebele designs, which originated in the mid-18th century, could be elevated into contemporary art. She now takes the world stage and joins us on the Titan stage, where she will reveal the secrets of how she has taken the language of Ndebele art to the world. I give you Dr. Esther Mahlangu.
Esther Mahlangu is one of those rare persons in the world where even when she doesn't speak, you can actually really hear her presence.
Esther is a very, very highly respected artist in the world without any educational skill.
Koko siyabonga ukuthi usivakashele la ku Titans.
Lotshani nonke nilotshisa ngumama Esther Mahlangu nostokana udokta.
Ngoba wena you use paintings zakho uzipainta kuyimoto, uzipainta kuma ceramics, uzipainta kuzinto ezihlukile koko. Loyo mcabango uthole kanjani?
Angisho nawugwalawo into ikhona ehloko kuwe nehlizweni mawuthoma ukwenza ugwala isigcebhezana lapha ngithi isigcebhezana ngithi picture
yebo
uyazi ukuthi uzokubekana udosa njani yayibona isehloko isehlizweni.
Born in 1935 on a farm just outside Middelburg, Esther Mahlangu is the firstborn of 9 children. She found her passion for painting at a tender age, such that in her teenagehood, she was already an expert.
Akhulukazi ngikhule ngaso. Ngibelethwe naso isiNdebele. Nakho lokhu kufunda ugwala, ngafunda ngisemncane nangine 10 years. Ngathoma ugwala ngithi nabayokuphumula nagwala bogogo nabomama nabayokuphumula emini ngijime ngiyikiba endime nabo thatha isiba phela sigwala ngamasiba sigwala ngegwasi thina nababuya labathi yes sicala nomntwana lusonele njani cala wenzeni koba wenze nje onile msusonele sasa ungasabuyela ngivuma sasa ngiyabuyela nabavela labathi cha mntwana lokho ubuye ngafunda ngomnjalo bathi ke bathi no yanga ngesibuyeni ngabe sinebuya thina yanga ngesibuyeni ngaya ngemva ke agwala lapha abantu abazohlola hayi bathi hayi khona ihlanza sakho kwanje sesera angiphathi rula angiphathi kwasi just with free hands.
With free hands.
Yeah.
Today, Esther's unique artwork is all over the world in different places and spaces, but for her, it simply remains her childhood first love.
I'm going to just start out with a little bit of an introduction to the project. And this was the view of the museum's African gallery as you approached it, walking south through the museum until a few weeks ago. Now that's the view.
But when you take that art and put it on a car, for instance, or when you put it on canvas, is it different?
Ukwala. Uyinto eyodwa. Mangigwala i-candles. Nekoloyi. Akuhlukini. Nethi kuhluka ngani into engiyoyibeka lapha ya. Vele nomunye uyayibona ukuthi sihlanza sika Esther lesi. Angeke
Angeke uphazame.
Angeke kwahlula.
After 4 decades of practicing fine art, it was only in 1986 that she went commercial when a researcher from Paris spotted her work. Before she knew it, her first international work was commissioned, a painting of a house live in front of marvel spectators.
Koko mabefika, when they arrived, abantu the people that came from France and saw the work that you were doing ekhaya on your house. But no, Koko Esther, we need to take you to France so that you can show people what you're doing. What did that feel like?
Ayangiphatha kamnandi ngoba na ukhuluma ngeFrance vele ngiyo yokuthoma engaya kiyo overseas. Mina bengisemuseum eMiddelburg eBuchabelo. Bengibereka lapho bengigwala lapho vele. Bafika emzini nami. Bathatha ithombe. Hayi kwami kodwa ni. La kwenziwe khona udecorate ngesindebele. Bathatha ithombe, bona bathatha ithombe ezo. Bakhamba babuyela nazo ngaphetsheya eFrance. Mina ngakababoni.
Oh.
Yeah, babuyela eFrance. Zaqalwa ke bonyana umgwalelo na nje bafuna uphi umgwalo, bakhetha umzami. Bona bakhetha umzami bathi no sifuna ze ngapha. Babuya back. Nabafika ekhaya bafunyana abantwana vele naphambili bafunyana abantwana. Mina ngisemuseum. Babuza bathi umama ekhaya pha uphi? Abantwana bathi useMiddelburg eBuchabelo emuseum. Abasuka le bazikhupha beza kimi. Nabafika le bathi sifuna uEsther Mahlangu. Ngathi ngimi. Baye emabhegeni nabo bakhupha intombe banginikela. Abatsheli next ukuthi ke baya nakwami. Ngathi hayi nina
Kukwami la.
Ngathi hayi la ukwami msla. La bathi kuphi ngathi eVeltevrede enkosini. Bathi yaqinisile. Bayi bakhona abangitshela le story ukuthi baye emzini nami bathatha ithombe ngingekho bakhamba nazo. Bakhethe umbereko wami.
How did that make you feel?
Mina ngezwe ngimnandi mara ngakhe ngaba nokumangalanyana yabona. Ngaba nokumangalanyana ngathi nithi basho ngiye ngaphetsheya ngikhamba ngani. Bathi yongidiza ngathi ha.
Yini le?
Yokwelindisa bathi yokwelindisa. Ngathi angeke ngivume lakhe ngiyokukhuluma nabantwana ekhaya ndanzi mara kwaba snacks ngoba bengakacabanga ukuthi umsebenzi wami lo ungangithwala ungise overseas. Abantwana bathi hayi mara ma uzwehlena. Ngathi ngibezwile. Bathi ma ngidodana awukwezwa kuhle. Ngathi ngizwile basho ngiyogwala ngaphetsheya. Ngikhamba ngendiza. Bathi alright kulungile. Ngathi kulungile mara mina ifly. Ngakhona ngiyokhuluma eoffice ukuthi gazi basho mde ngiye ngaphetsheya ngiyogwala bathi hayi yethi moya hawori Esther.
Oh.
Ngathi ayikona ngizwe kuhle. Manje bathi kimi ke abangitshela kwathi ngiye ngaphetsheya bathi uzwa ukufuna ipassport. Aza kufaka nemvisa lapho. Manje ke bona ngibatshele ke abantwana bake bathi hayi wora khamba ngathi alongikhamba nobani. Omnye umaswaphelo Elias wathi amna ngakuphekelela.
Oh.
Bathi bona sibekele isikhathe bathi sikubekele 5 months.
Okay.
Enyangeni yo6 sizoza sokuthatha right ke ngavuma ke zaphela ke inyanga ezihlanu. Kwathi leyo yo6 bafika vele.
This would be the beginning of Esther's glorious career. However, she was not willing to leave her essentials behind.
Ngikamele puphu umgodle puphu ngoba bangitshela bathi ngaphetsheya kunapuphu.
Manje ke gogo ngicela ukukubuza ke ukuthi mase usebenza nabantu abafana nabo John Legend kanje ubhizi ngama Ndebele ubhizi nabo BMW ishukuthini kuwena lo umsebenzi?
Ngijabule kakhulu. Ngijabule kakhulu ukuthi isindebele siyathuthuka. Hlizami imhlophe. Abayibiza ngapha kubo BMW. Ngibo John Legend ngapha. Hlizami imhlophe.
Like Esther's art, not all cars are made equal. BMW Group South Africa salutes Esther Mahlangu's individuality. So much so that we've asked her to collaborate with us again on a project driven by precision and infused with an unmistakable African spirit.
Esther has also had the pleasure of crafting some artwork for South Africa's first black statesman. She's also collaborated with big brands in mainstreaming further, advancing and showcasing her beautiful, unique artwork.
Umsebenzi wakho njengoba uqhubekile wasebenza futhi no Nelson Mandela angithi wakunikeza ama painting akhe wasebenza kuwo nawo kanjalo umsebenzi omkhulu kakhulu gogo ngoba njengoba ushilo ukuthi isindebele siyanda ekuphatha kanjani indaba enjalo
ngiphatha kamnandi hayi ngiphatha kamnandi kulo abe nginakinga
miningi imisebenzi wenzayo kwamanje ngoba namanje ngibonile ukuthi nalabo berice bobasiza nalabo besinko wabasiza nalabo betiye wabasiza baningi and kusho ukuthi abantu abaningi bayakwazi ukuthi bawuthokozele umsebenzi wakho
kade bakhona benza umnyanya omkhulu lapha
ekhaya bafikile ekhaya
bafikile bebasekhaya kuqwele
kuyakujabulisa lokho gogo
kumnandi.
The signature art of Dr. Esther Mahlangu has taken her all over the world where she has paintings hanging in private collections and galleries, painted many walls, staged many exhibitions, and met many famous people, including Oprah Winfrey and Alicia Keys. She says, I'm Esther Mahlangu from Mpumalanga in South Africa. After the break, we find out how this worldwide phenomena began.
She started to paint at the tender age of only 10 years old, taught by her mother and her grandmother, and now at the age of 83, she is still painting and inspiring the youth here in South Africa, in Greater Africa and in the world.
What inspires people is that Mama Esther doesn't dress, European style. She's always keep her style in Ndebele style, and she's always work at her own style.
The custom of painting the walls of Ndebele houses started in the mid-18th century when mud huts replaced grass ones. The colorful geometric patterns are not purely for decoration, but have expressed meanings and convey particular messages. On Titans, we're talking to Dr. Esther Mahlangu, who will tell us more as we trace her story right from the beginning. Gogo ngoba ngiyakhumbula ukukhuluma ukuthi mawukhula bebekubonisa ugogo nomama ukuthi wenze kanjani. Ucabanga nje ukuthi lo msebenzi uzokufikisa la ukhona namhlanje.
Bengakacabanga. Angithi thina ngesindebele. Mawendako, indlu yakho yokthoma ekhakha yakho ekhabo lendoda yakho. Ekuthatha kole. Aza kwakhela yona. Ngemte uyigwale wena ngokwakho. No nepelisa nakho ukhamba nayo bafuna ukubona ukuthi ufundisiwe na ugwalokhu uyakwazi na
ekhaya
bekhenu bakufundisile ukuthi isindebele sinjani na into yangenza ukuthi ngide ngikubambe lokho angifuna ukuhleka ekhaya kwami yayibona ngayibamba vele ngoba na wenza nje uthi uyogwala indlu yakho leyica ibizwa ukuthi waliqathana indlu leyo
okay
na uyogwala icathane lokwathi angithi family liyezi izokujama eminyango yokubona
bazobona
izobona ukuthi uwenza njani bafunyana imigwala yakho ithi iline yakho ithi bathu
abafundisanga
umfowethu akakathatha umntazana ofundisiweko uthethe umntazana ongazi next nice straight but hayi ubhuti uthethe hey uphatha umntazana ofundisiweko manje ke niyobona yayibona iyajabulisa lokho.
Little did she know that she was on the verge of discovering an innate ability that would make her a world-renowned phenomenon.
Kodwa bongazi ukuthi izokufikisa la namhlanje.
Bengingazi vele. Bengingazi next.
Ikuphilise.
Bengazi
nezukulu. Ibeke isikini phezulu isindebele.
Isikhethu phezulu. Basibiza ngapha nanga. Anginaphase ngakalikhambi.
Ngicela ukukubuza gogo ngokukhula kwakho. Wazalwa wona ngo1935. Wakhula bakubonisa ugogo ngesiba ukuthi ugwala kanjani. Ngicela ukuthi ungichazele kancane ukuthi kwakunjani mawukhula.
Kwakumnandi yena kadoka. Kwakungagwalwa ngempendre nezithengwako ni. bebasemba ihlabathi
Okay.
ebovu nemhlophe nenzima esithi silongwe necheli sarulane
Oh.
ayivangwa nobulongo ungayithela amanzi kuphela
Wenkomo.
iya benkomo ngathi ubulongo benkomo ufake emabhlekeni uyahlanganisa uthatha isiba lakho ke uthoma ke uyagwala ke kezwa ngimnandi ngoba ngabe yinto yabe ngiyithanda yayingakhile vele ngibelethe nayo
Kodwa wasokola kancane
mama
mawuqala.
yeah angithi ngiyathoma umudalo uthi ngilwele lokulungisa umudalo ukuthi mahno uthini mde ube straight
Ngesiba.
Yeah masiba nomuzi nenkolo yeza bo BMW yakho masiba.
It was only when she was working at a museum in Middelburg that she realized that she may be onto something that can feed her family.
Uyazi kwabanjani wathi nangisemuseum apha bahalve bona beze kwami bazokubona umgwalama ngithi bebesiza eChabelo bakhambe babona ke umgwalo le bakhambe bayibona ke imgwalo le ke ngibona umgwalo lo bawuthanda hey ngabona umgwalo bawuthanda yazi ngathi mara ngizokwenzani ngithi ngiyemlotheni ngikira amabox angaka ngwagwale ngisemuseum kwabeke lapha nabafika lapha ngibona bawathanda kangangani ngithi msamakhwala bawuthanda umgwalo manje ngabamba vele nangizakuthoma ukwenza into ethengiswako
Manje so lapho ke so ugwala kusibhilivane njengoba ushilo.
Canvas encandles iyangigwale emaCandles bona ngibona ukuthi bayawathanda ngakhamba kwanje ngayokuthenga ke insailers
Okay.
yeah ngathoma lapho ke kokuthengisa
Mawuthengisa uthengisa malini gogo?
hayi bala ikhulunywa
Ngilase sasikhathi bewazi ukuthi imali yakhona.
ngangingazi bonyana yazi wena mara uyazi uyangizwa ukuthi ngithini ngithi ngabe ukufunda kwami ukuncama ngabe ngincamela ukuthi ngingahlekwa ekhaya kwami lokhu kokuthengisa ngenziswa ngebeFrance nabazokuhlala babona bathi hayi siyalithatha masiyalithenga sengibiza imadlanyana ke bathathi ngabona ukuthi into ezibazithanda isikhathi ke ngizangena ke emakhandeleni amakhulu
Ay ngiyakuzwa. Mawufika ke manje usewuhamba. Ngizwile ukuthi wazibuza ukuthi ngizodlana mangifika eFrance. Ngizodlana wahamba ngempuphu.
Bangitshela bathi eFrance akunapuphu.
Wahamba ngempuphu.
Awumgodla ungaka.
Bavuma ukuthi hayi ngcono uhambe nomroho.
Yeah, angithi sisheba ekhaya.
Manje mawufika lapha wadla ipapa yakho nomroho wakho.
Nangifika lapha ngabatshela ukuthi ningifunele igeza house ningangifuneli ihotela ngifuna la ngizaziphekela khona. Ngalaba ngifunela njalo ke yazi. Awa nangifika leke bengiziphekela.
Mawufika ke gogo wawufika lapha waqala phansi ukupenta ke angithi bayenze indlu engathi ifana nayakho. Lapha eFrance.
Yeah bayenzile vele. Nangifika lapha ke ngakuthenga impende ke bona sithenga impende ke ngabuya ke ngagwala.
Today, Esther's work is in demand all around the world.
Are there any thoughts that you would like to share with the audience about this commission?
Mina ngithabile. Thabe kwamambala. Museum lona nje. Thabile ukubanyana bona bathethe imihlobo yonke ye art bayifaka lapha.
Manje ukuhlala kwakho lapha eFrance ngizwa ukuthiwa hayi bakubiza ngapha nangapha.
Vele bangibiza ngapha eJapan. Australia.
Bayakuthanda labantu baseFrance.
Bongaphandle bonke vele. Bawuthanda umbereko lo. Bawuthanda. Namanje ekhaya bayeza bayafika bazobona. Manje basafika la nje.
Gogo kuyangijabulisa ngoba njengoba bakuthanda kangaka eFrance. Uke wacabanga nje ukuthi mhlawumbe uzohlala khona. Or uzitshela ukuthi hayi mina ngizobuya ekhaya.
Mina ngala bathi barake labo ngebeAmerica bathi Esther sifuna ukwakhela indlu lapha bangikhombisa uzohlala la ngathi ngizokhona
Usabani gogo?
Awa ngathi ngiyohlukana ngathi abantu abami ngakhumbula ifamily yami yonke isekhaya mina ngizohlala ngedwa la awa-ke awangala ngathi
Esther is now looking to pass on the baton, leaving a legacy for her own family.
I don't want my culture to die. I want it to live. That's why I teach the children to paint and to do beadwork. Because I don't want the Ndebele culture to simply fade away.
Abantwana bakho gogo ukhona ofunze wena ngokugwala?
Hayi umntwana wami yedwa ngibafundisile ngibafundisile abantu abami nenzukulwana abathi khokho kimi nabo ngibafundisile nabo makhelwana nabanye ngaphandle namanje ngisafundisa ngikho ngithi ngifuna isikolo ngoba bese ngibafundisela ngaphandle unentwanyana enyanga yakho so bafundisela ngebandla izulu nalinako abakhona ukuya ngaphandle apha mde baze ngebandla manje ngikho ngibawe ukuthi abangakhela isikolo nje babhisa kabatsho bazongakhela ngazi ngizabona khona
Awu kuyajabulisa.
ngifuna abantwana babafunde bangasilahli isiNdebele basazi isikhabo bakhona ukutshela nenzukulwane zabo ukuthi isiNdebele sinjani umgwalo unjani.
I'm in conversation with the iconic upholder of Ndebele traditional framework, Dr. Esther Mahlangu. Although a traveler of the world, Esther Mahlangu still lives much in the traditional way in which she was raised in her childhood home. Later, we delve into the meaning of those traditions.
I think the one thing where Esther painting that famous art car of hers in the 90s is actually the one thing which really is very, very inspirational for a lot of people all over the world and also here in Africa. To be part of that collection, which actually travels all over the world and goes to very, very famous musea, has really made Ndebele art famous and also keeps it famous for the future.
I think what makes her successful is that Esther respects her culture too much.
Preventing the Ndebele traditions from being lost has been the life's work of my inspiring guest, Dr. Esther Mahlangu. The greater part of Ndebele traditions lie in the vibrant murals and artwork which are not decorations per se, but serve to convey messages. Gogo ngicela ungichazele ngempahla. Njengoba ugcoke kanje, kusho ukuthini ama-beads awafakayo gogo? Ungasichazela usifundise nathi.
Nawu umntazana intombazana.
Yeah.
Le evunuleko le ayembathi enjeleni. Uvunula short skin.
Yeah.
Akakendi loyo ni.
Okay.
Eneke umama.
Yeah.
Umama. Wembatha itjoholo lesithi itjoholo. Wembatha itjoholo le ikhona nenye inamba kuthiwa amaphotho nayo iyawembatha umntazana akawembathi. Umntazana wembatha short skin. Wembatha angachata.
Okay.
Angachata. Bazamenzele ekhaya kwakhe bamnikele ebese ke uyayifaka ke ubungungumama ekhaya apho ke kwanje sela ngumama akasafaki i-short skin.
Yebo.
Ke futhi umama yesiNdebele ufaka izila le uyayibona izila le?
Yebo. Le.
Uyayibona izila le?
Le.
Ndebele wedding.
Yebo gogo.
Njengobana nje.
Yebo.
Your husband give you.
Kusho ukuthi uyakupha.
Kusho ukuthi iring yamshado.
Ngiyakuzwa. Okay.
Into ufake yona nale ibuya endodeni kwakho. Your husband. And then uzokufaka yona le. Ibuya ebazalini bakho, your parents.
Gini.
Ya emntazaneni ekhabo lomntazana. Zihlangana nalezi zekha kwakho lesokana.
Ukushada kwakho ke lokho.
Ya. Nomnyana ngibona kona ngithi uyazi ukuthi hayi umama lo angeke ngimthinte.
He.
umntazana ofaka short skin la ufaka ingolwane uzazibona lezi ingolwane zifika la
lezi gogo
ya zifika lapha mara ziyahluka enye mhlobo omhlophe omnye ngonjani omnye njani ufika la ngapha nangapha
le mibala ithini gogo isho ukuthini
sekuthenga ukuthi sindebela ngithi sintu vele imvelo yabona
okay
sekuyazeka bona nangibona nginelezi zodwa
yebo
nginganalo hawa ndazana kakashadi
okay ngiyazwisisa gogo ngiyazwisisa manje ke mesenibaka menibeke njengoba uthi mawufika ebukhweni la ushadela khona banginikeza ngithi indlu uyabhala
bayakwakhela banginikela ingubo enjengale
okay yibo bakunikayo
balapho
okay
ingubo enjengale mara ayinabuhlalo nje
phela le yakho
iplain uzazenzela
mawufika ebukhweni uyazenzela ubuhlalo
yalalela ngikuteleke angithi baza kwembesa le
yebo gogo
mzukwana uthola lezi
yebo gogo
nasele uthole ingubo le
yebo
nalezi
yebo
kunamanya nje mara akanabuhlalo ni
okay
akanabuhlalo ni nethi sesikhumba nje basikile sinje
isikhumba okay
basikile sinje sinzima bakunikela nengubo enganabuhlalo yakhamba uyekhenuke bakuphekelela ke ekhenuke ndanike kuyahlala baletha vele isikhumba esinye sinje leso uyasiphothela ke ngozosifaka sinomncamo nengubo nayo ke uyayiphothela ke uphothela nguwe nazo lezi umfazi
kakuhle gogo manje ke ugcokile amadoda unagcokani
hayi bona babe bagcoka inkhumba msikaduka
isikhumba
bonke iyagcoka
isikhumba
nawe mama unaso isikhumba esinye ibizwa ukuthi walinaka
yebo
ya lisikwa sorondo angithi nareh ingubo ezi ziza nabamhlophe angithi
yebo kahle isikhumba
kahle isikhumba
ubuhlalo ke ekhanda bona
yawa lo uyazenzela ufaka lokhu mkhala ibizwa ukuthi wamkhala leli licube lemphetheya uqoka ngazo uyazifaka eminyanyeni yakuphi uyazifaka uzenza kuhle njengana ngithi nina permanent njani
i-hairstyle kusho ukuthi i-hairstyle yakhona i-fashion yakhona
ibara ke imvelo yakho
yebo ngiyakuzwa gogo ngiyakuzwa manje ke gogo njengoba usho ukuthi ufuna ukufundisa abantwana ngesintu sabo bayafika abantwana lapha ku
asithi ngifuna ukufundisa ngiyabafundisa vele
yebo
kade bathoma kade abangabathoma abangaka sebasemzini nabo sebashadile engabathoma nabangaka sebabakhulu sebashadile sebabuya overseas ngakho khona ukudeba lokho
ma uhlala lapha eButhabelo bekunjani gogo ngoba angithi khona eButhabelo yila khona nifundisa kahle abantu ngemuseum angithi ukuthi isindebele siphathwa kanje siphilwa kanje
ngabe kusindebele vele ngabe kumnandi ngabe kumnandi anganakinga
namanje kusaqhubeka kanjalo
angithi ke ngaphuma ke mina sekade ngaphuma mara ngizwa ngasuthi awusesemnandi vele mara wona izinto zidamile ezinye zatsha kwathenga ngapha kwavela ngisazi
basawulandela umlando kodwa gogo lapha la uhlala khona ngoba ngathi uwe kuphela oyiphethe indaba yokuthi umlando ulandelwe
bayayifaka isikhethu bayasifaka mara bayasivanga uyabona sebafaka namaroko ngithi babereke emakhishini benza njani sebavanga abanye
bona labantwana abafundisayo bona bayasazi kahle
bayasazi bayasazi basifunda vele basifunda
njengoba uthi ufuna ukuvula isikole esikhulu manje
basifunda vele
ufuna ukuthi lapha esikolweni bafundeni gogo ngoba phela mawusishiyela fanele usitshele kahle ukuthi fanele bayenzeni
abantwana awabona bayazi angithi bayaza ngiyabafundisa ukuthi mdeni nenze nje angeke basilisa nabeza ngemva ngeke basilisa isikolo sengiyababona ukuthi ngeke basilisa ngoba basithanda uza nokunye ongakamzi gogo usunokugwala gogo yabona
usebenza kakhulu gogo nabantwana bakho basakusiza
bayangihelebha
nalo wahamba
wakhamba bonke empilweni
ubekusiza kakhulu lo washo
Elias manje ngiphethe abantu ababo-ke
abantwana
babo Elias bomusa lo
umntana ka-Elias
umntana ka-Elias lo bakhona abanye no hayi bagwala njengogogo wabo vele
nabo bayagwala
angeke la benze khona ngeke watsho ukuthi ngiyibona uzokuthi ngi-Esther Kalesini
kusho ukuthi bonke baphila ngalogwala
bayagwala
iyajabulisa leyo gogo ukuthi bonke abantwana bathathe kuwe isiNdebele siyabaphilisa lapha endlini
ngifuna njalo vele bangasilisa manje-ke ngifuna ofuna nomunye ofuna angikhethi nabo bomama bengomantombazana nabafana angikhethi nabo ngiyabafundisa ukudweba futhi labo kuhambe khona abafana ngeke kusho ngeke kusho
badlula abantombazana lapha
babadlula mara ngeke kusho ukuthi mfana wenze lapha
With me on Titans is Dr. Esther Mahlangu, the inimitable proponent of the Ndebele culture through her amazing artwork that adorns houses and buildings from her village in Mpumalanga to Paris, New York and beyond. Her designs are traditional in origin but translate fluidly into the contemporary art for which she has been recognized both at home and internationally. More about that later.
The one thing which is very special for Esther is that she keeps inspiring the youth. Her whole legacy, and now at her tender age of 83, actually she's still inspiring young girls to paint and to try to preserve her legacy.
The way she loves community, you can see even that she's got a foundation where she, like every period of time, she calls community to come to collect some food parcels, and then if some students don't have any shoes to go to school, Mama Esther, she helps even on that.
I think if there would be one thing to say about her, I think then it's that her eyes somehow twinkle and they really shine when you speak to her. And I think that just that look of her eye makes you feel very, very humble, and she's actually present wherever she is. It's a truly special person.
To complement these sort of presentations in various cities in America, Esther showed her way of working.
Kwalangamasiba yona kwasi yesiNdebele leyo. La ubone kubugwale mina khona yazi ukuthi ugwale ngesiba nami.
People were very engaged with the process. It was quite beautiful.
I didn't really know how hard it would be to draw a straight line with the chicken feather and paint. So that was like just amazing.
I felt really connected with her as soon as I saw her, to be honest, and I feel like everyone in the room felt connected with her as well, as they were able to get that intimate experience of being able to paint with her.
She's really inspiring in terms of the people. Her cause is dignified, it's human. It really represents something that we need to look at in terms of all people across this world.
On Titans, my guest is visionary artist and cultural entrepreneur, Dr. Esther Mahlangu, whose extraordinary career spans over 8 decades and whose works are displayed in numerous private collections, major galleries, museums, and open-air spaces. She has received countless accolades and has been honored both internationally and nationally. Koko ke usakhumbula ama-award akho wonke phela maningi kulamalanga.
Abengisawazi nokuthi manga.
Hayi ngizokukhumbuza gogo ikhona le wayithola ku president angithi South Africa i-order of Ikhamanga ukhumbula ehe lelo langa nje uyalikhumbula kahle gogo
Awu ngiyazi vele ngabe silapha eUnion wangembesela lapha eUnion building
yebo nase New York bakunikeza enye award nakhona ziningi lezinto gogo nase France bakunikeza enye futhi
that's right
manje ke lama award gogo mase ubutha wonke ehlangene uyakhumbula ukuthi angaki
Uyangisangithi ngisawazi bona manga hawa vele ngangwa manengi vele manengi
ashikuthini kuwena gogo
hayi mina inhliziyo yami emhlophe ngithi abo mama bemsebenzi yedlanza nabo baba nabantazana nabanayo imbeleko edlanza bawubambe bangawunyaza mina ngangazi ukuthi kuzaba njengako angisenandlo yokufaka mntu ngiyokwathi yokufaka ama-award.
Cementing her leadership and special work in the art was when she was conferred with an honorary doctorate by the University of Johannesburg.
Khona ke basakubiza phela kulamalanga sikubiza udoctor.
Ngiyavuma.
Sikubiza udoctor Esther Mahlangu futhi kabili. Kabili.
Vele kabili.
I-university mase bekufonela gogo bathi ayi cha sibona umsebenzi wakho umuhle kangalendlela fanele sikubiza udoctor. Wathini ukuqala?
Ngajabula. Into ekhe yathandeka mse. Ngajabula.
Yebo.
Ngajabula rega.
Ngoba ngempela isikolo bekungasinto waya kusona.
Mina ngesikole ngikwazi. Awangwazi mina ngesikolo. Into engijabulisako noma ngingaphetsheya laba abantwana engabafundisa ke ngathoma ngabo. Bayababiza ukuthi yenzo sisenzela umiri la bangifonele kwakho sibiza kuphimpinyana bathi siyogwala ngithi khambani. Bakhambe boyogwala lapho mina la ngifika lapho ngivule ngiyokucihlola ukuthi benzele khona. Sinyale benzele vele. Ngalokho kuyangijabulisa.
Ukuthi izikole ezikhulu zibiza wena zibuza ukuthi siyenze kahle nala.
Yabo.
Senzela kahle na. Awukuyajabulisa. So ufuna bakubiza udoctor nje lapha ekhaya.
Kamalo iye vele. Ngibuye vele.
Bakubiza ugogo doctor.
Yeah, babiza ugogo doctor noStokana abanye bathi abantu ababizeli kanje.
Hawo gogo. Ene futhi manje angazi ukuthi uzokwazi kanjani ukuba udoctor. Iminyaka sehambile phela manje gogo.
Ayikhambile vele.
Usona 84 ngithi.
Yeah. NgoNovember vele ngenza 84. Exactly.
84 kodwa usasebenza gogo.
Yawa ngisenza.
Umsebenzi angeke ushe phansi.
Hawa ngizawushiya ngabhalelwa. Nasele kubhala. Hawa abantwana vele nje debagijime lawo.
Hayi kodwa usanamandla gogo. Bona ngathi usanamandla. Usazoqhubeka wena. Uyakhathala.
Ngiyavuma.
Usakhathala kanti? Hayi mina ngibona ngathi unamandla gogo. Usazoqhubeka. Usadweba namanje usabhala namanje.
Ngiyadweba namanje ya.
Usasephi?
Musina ngwafika emzini nami. Khona umiro omunye omdekhulu umskeli miri sidekhulu siyagwala njengamanje. Siyagwala.
Hawu siyajabula gogo. So manje bengifuna ukubuza ukuthi njengoba ngishilo ukuthi laba base New York, eAmerica, eFrance, kuphi nala ekhaya. Labantu inhliziyo yakho ngiyabona iyajabula gogo ukuthi imizi engaka iyakuthanda yakwazi. Iyasazi isindebele.
Awa vele. Yes. Anginandawo engayazi ku.
As South Africans, we should really all stand up and salute Dr. Esther Mahlangu for acting as cultural ambassador, not only for traditional Ndebele art, but for our nation as a whole. After the break, we hear how she plans to keep her culture alive through young people.
Ngayigwala ngaphetsheya ihlekwe emhlolo nasi nawe na uyibona konje ungadlanganelwa ihloko ngendlela eyihle ngakho manje kukhulu ngoba na ungaphetsheya ngale abantu bekhapha bawuboni ngiyajabula bona ibe sekhethu apha abantu bekhethu nabo bayibona.
Art is the great unifier. the true language of inspiration. The BMW Individual 7 Series by Esther Mahlangu.
Mom Esther, please keep inspiring us, keep inspiring the youth here in South Africa, keep the Ndebele art alive and live as long as possible so we can enjoy you even longer.
My message to her as my grandmother, I say I really admire her, and then I'm very happy and pleased to see her helping people, and then to see other people that are very successful today because of her. Even us, we're very successful because of her. So I would love to say thanks to her as my grandmother.
My guest on Titans is the much celebrated superlative Ndebele artist, Dr. Esther Mahlangu. She has spread her life purpose of keeping the Ndebele culture alive throughout the world and is quoted as saying, "If heaven was within reach, I would fly. I never thought that painting would work out so well. I got to travel the world just by doing something that I did out of love." Her biggest dream is for the youth to continue in her tradition of taking Ndebele artwork around the world. For that reason, she mentors young people in her art school. Manje ke gogo, mabakunika yona leyo award France, uzizwe unjani?
Wangikhoma yona msibathini nasi award yakho yase France. Avele bangibiza ekhaya vele bathi iza uzokuthatha iaward yase France, yase office yase France.
Kuna ma-awards avela ekhaya eMpumalanga, abanye basemsakazweni kanjalo. Uyawakhumbula wona lawa ma-awards?
Akhona, awungizwa ngithi agcwele ekhaya lena. Angithi agcwele lapha ne-award nashuka lapha. Ama-award maningi wona agcwele wona ngiyakhumbula yiye.
Gogo, sizwa ukuthi wabizwa laphaya esikoleni samantombazana saka-Opera. Wayobhala emabondeni. Ngicela ukubuza gogo ukuthi umlayezo lo wawushiya laphaya buthini?
Angithi ugwala. Mina ngenza into yemvelo. Uyangizwa ukuthi ngithini? Ngenza into yemvelo. Thina ugwala uthi na ugwala ibota. Wabe into ehle. Wenza ubuhle besiNdebele. Uyangizwisisa wona ngithini? Ngoba ngayi ku ebhengciye edeni. Angikayi lapho ni. Esikhweni ngisesindebeleni. Ngeke wenza into ongayithandi. Angeke wenza into engakari, somari wenza into enye iba yikari. Wenza into ekarako, wenza into yekhenu, nengubo ezinazi nje. Angithi uyangibona ingubo liphothele njani. Lezi zinto ngingazithatha ngizifake ebondeni. Sindebele. Umgwalo lo wona mbulo ukuthi azokukhona ngani ngoba hlobo abanye babe njani mara igazi li-one liyafana zokukhona lokho.
Njengoba mawungahamba la emhlabeni, bowufisa ukuthi umsebenzi wakho siuqhubeke kanjani?
Mina ngifisa ukuthi abantu njengathi nje abaphethe imibereko singayilisi siyibambelele njalo tot amen tu. Endani-ke nelizweli umhlaba ungasiphendukeli, hlale njalo.
What an honor it has been to have spent the past hour on Titans with the tireless, inventive superhero of the cultural and artistic world, Dr. Esther Mahlangu. Her passion for keeping the Ndebele culture alive is rousing, and for certain, she's a living example of how to live your passion. Her distinctive works displayed in galleries and museums all over the world bear testimony to this. Titans is a show where we get to meet iconic figures who've made a difference to the South African landscape and have paved the way for the future generations.